We're 90 minutes into trading. It is Thursday, June 3rd. Hello, traders. Let's take a look at yesterday's pick, RBLX. I liked it for a day trade. I like it for a swing trade. You can see here how the video came out right about in here. Had a really nice rally, and then it pulled back. The market overall pulled back yesterday afternoon, so we've seen some selling pressure, and that was indicated when we had the gap up on Tuesday, a gap up to a new all-time high has typically been faded, and when we get those reversals, there's usually selling pressure for a day or two or three. After that, this morning the S&P 500 was down 30 points. If you want that information before the open, make sure to subscribe to my Twitter feed. You'll get my pre-open market comments each day, and I have a link in the YouTube description in this video. So RBLX, you can see how the stock has been able to hold its own even in a weak market. Let's put the SPY overlay up and you'll be able to see market down, down, down. Stock instantly finds support this morning and it is grinding higher. You can see how the stock is above yesterday's close when the market still has not been able to recover. It's getting close. We're getting a nice rally. But if we go into the daily chart, you'll see RBLX. What a beautiful head of steam this has, making a series of higher lows. This stock wants to go, and it's got heavy volume. So I still like RBLX. So let's take a look at the market and see what it's doing today. You can see we've got a bullish hammer right here, and the market has been able to recover the early losses, and you can see we're almost back to unchanged. So pretty big drop overnight and then an instant bounce. The meme stocks, the short squeezes are very hot again today. I don't see the market as moving very much in here. We've got decent resistance at SPY 422, and there's your reversal off of that high right there. And then we get additional selling today. I do like the bounce today, but you can see every time that we've had these reversals, these gap reversals off of a new high, we've seen some weakness for at least a few days. Got one right there, got one right there. So I'm still expecting to see a little bit of selling pressure this morning. ADP came out and reported that there were almost 1 million new jobs created during the month of May in the private sector. Gangbuster number. That means we're probably going to get a really good unemployment report tomorrow. And I'm expecting a massive revision to the April unemployment report number. If you recall, last month it came out at about 225,000, and analysts were expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 million. I know that I'm reading employers are having a hard time finding qualified workers right now. We know that the hourly wages are going up, 0.7% increase last month. If we see another 0.7% increase in hourly wages, that is going to put upward pressure on inflation. And there were some overnight signs of inflation. That's the big worry right now. And I don't see that being resolved in the next couple of months. Traders are going to be relatively passive, really keeping an eye on inflation. If it overheats, they are going to assume that the Fed's projections are too conservative and that they will be forced to tighten sooner than later. By the way, ISM services came out this morning, 64%. That is a huge number. Anything north of 50 is expansion. You very rarely see that number above 60. So gangbuster economic rebound right now. Big time jobs, big time economic releases. The surveys are forward looking. We had ISM manufacturing very strong at 61. ISM services follows up. So these are forward looking, and that's why I really like these two numbers, because they are surveys for purchasing managers. I think that bodes well for the market. I think it bodes well for the economy. Valuations are stretched, possible inflation creeping in. So there are opposing market forces. We have very strong resistance at the all-time high. We have very strong support at the 50-day moving average. Let's put that up. What that tells me is that you do not need to chase stocks. Wait for those pullbacks to the 50-day moving average. This is where you want to buy. You get a nice rally up to the resistance level. That's where you want to take profits. Wait for the next opportunity and reload if you are a swing trader. That's the best way to swing trade. If you are a day trader, it doesn't get any better than this. My gosh, we have had so much action during the course of the day. I'm finding it difficult to swing trade because there's no reason for it, especially not with a 30-point S&P 500 drop overnight. Why even bother with swing trading right now? There is so much rotation on a daily basis. Yesterday, the meme stocks were hot. I mean, scorching hot. A couple days ago, the Chinese stocks were hot. A couple days before that, energy stocks were hot. There is rotation in and out of sectors like mad. Even though everything looks pretty calm on the surface, it's at a rolling boil underneath the surface. So I like day trading right now if we get a nice decent pullback to that 50-day moving average, and I believe that there's a good chance that it might happen in the course of the next few days, then I will try and look for some swing trades. Again, watch that hourly wage component in the unemployment report tomorrow. I'm telling you, if we get 1 million jobs tomorrow or some gangbuster number and it looks like the market's going to be off to the races, that will be quelled by a hot hourly wage increase. So if we get a big number, 1 million jobs created, big revision to April's number, and we get that hourly wage component somewhere in the 0.4, 0.5% range, then I think the market may have a chance to break out. We'll see. So for right now, try and focus on day trading. I see the market being trapped in a range. I don't believe we've got the catalysts for a big market breakout. So reduce your trade count, reduce your trade size, look for a sideways market for the next month and a half or so. Let's go in and take a look at what we might be wanting to trade today. As I go into the chat room, I just want to show you some comments from earlier today. You can see that these were posted about 20 minutes after the open. When I get a market drop like this, I want to see stocks that gapped up and that have not given back an inch. Not an inch did they give back. Those are the ones that want to run. General Motors, good example. CLNE, Ford. This is 20 minutes into the open. Let's take a look. And I didn't highlight 50 stocks, and I'm showing you the best 3. I only highlighted 3 or 4 stocks this morning. That's the way that it works. My goal is to keep everyone on the right side of the market and to show you the best prospects early, which, by the way, GM is going to be one of my stock picks for the day. There you can see stock is gapping up through horizontal resistance. Looks very, very strong today. Excellent volume as well. So let's look at that 5-minute chart. And there you go. Compression, compression, compression. Remember, this was 20 minutes after the open. So right in here, I am telling everyone this stock wants to go. How do you know that, Pete? How can you be so sure? Because it didn't give back not 1 inch. Look at how that low of the day held when the market was falling apart. Look at the volume. Massive volume. Massive volume. Those are the key ingredients. Also look for massive volume. Not just a little volume spike, massive volume. You get massive volume, you get technical breakouts, you get relative strength, just like this. Let's put up the 1 OSI indicator. Orange line above 0 equals relative strength. There's your relative strength. Hallelujah. Big volume, relative strength, breakout through technical resistance, checkbox, checkbox, checkbox. Market finds support. See ya. That's how we make our money every single day. You should see the money that members in the chat room are making. They've learned the system. They know what to look for. Option Stalker searches help us find these stocks. General Motors, what do you do with a stock like General Motors is trying to break out? You can see how it's been moving higher. Had a nice little gap up here. It held the gains. Now another leg higher. I believe that the $60 support level right in here is going to hold. That's where it launched itself from yesterday, and I believe the stock is going to try and break out. I like doing a swing trade on GM. I think selling the 60.59 bullish put spread in June with the June 18th expiration. So let's go in, June 18th expiration, go down to that $60 strike price. We're going to sell the $60 puts, buy the 59s. Click on the bid there, click on the ask there. You can see that spread is 11 cents bid offered at 15 cents. So we need, whoops, excuse me here, got the wrong strike. There's the 59. Sell the 60 puts, buy the 59 puts. We have $1 between the strike prices. When I have $1 between the strike prices, I like to get a 20-cent credit. This is at a 23-cent credit. Is it possible for us to go just a little bit farther out of the money and get that same credit? It might be. So let's take a look at this and let's go to the 59.50, 58.50. You can see that one we could probably get done for 20 cents as well. So let's give ourselves a little bit extra breathing room. 59.50 puts us into there. If you can get the 59s, even better. Support, 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 support. We know there are buyers wanting to get in right here. So if by chance GM continues to pull back a little bit today, you can see no reason to get in the trade right now. Let the stock come in. See if you can get the 59.58 bullish put spread done for 20 cents. I like that trade even better because it puts that bullish put spread below that technical support. If that technical support is violated, you need to buy the spread back. Then it will probably fill in this gap right in here. But every indication right now tells me that is where the buyers are. And in fact, I believe this stock is going to be able to hold most of the gains today and start to tick higher. That's the trade of the day. I like it. Let's see what else we can find. Letter F was another one that I pointed out early today. There you go. Compression, compression, compression. Market down big. Stock holding its own. Whoosh. CLNE was the other stock that I highlighted. Market tanking right in there. Stock holding its own, even rallying up. Beautiful entry point right in here. Yes, the stock gave back some of its gains. You get nice long green candles like that, you give up more than half of this long green candle here. You got to be out. You got to take profits. You don't want to see more than half of these long green candles given back. Ideally, for stocks that are going to continue to push higher, what you'll see is a long green candle. Half of it will be tested like it did right in there, and then you'll see boom, 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 grind, 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 back up to the high, and then another explosive leg higher. Let's take a look and see what we've got in heavy buying right now. See what's popping up there. NVIDIA, I like it. It's been very strong. Fairly choppy stock though. mRNA pulling back. Let's see what's currently on the high of the day. I want to go into red hot. This is going to show us stocks that are really reaching LMND. Got a nice little rally going here. Let's put in the 5-minute chart so we can see gap filled, market pulling back a little bit. This stock is compressing. This is exactly the type of price action that I like to watch for. Notice that I have a 5-minute chart of the S&P 500 running in the background. And here we've got a bullish cross setting up on the 1OP indicator. But I would be a little bit patient in here, see where the market comes in. It's going to pull back. We need to have that bullish cross. I run the 5-minute chart of the SPY in the background because I want to be able to compare what the stock is doing tick for tick with the S&P 500. I also want to know constantly, what is the market doing? I have to have my finger on the market pulse because it drives everything. Look here. See how the stock is making higher lows when the market is coming in? LMND. That is setting up for a very nice day trade. Look at that volume. Look at that relative strength. And it is currently 1 hour and 50 minutes into the trading session. You watch LMND. Watch this 101.90 price level. I'll bet you You could have bought it right here and you could have made money on it 15, 20, 30 minutes from now. Whenever the market finds support and starts to go higher, this stock is going to lift off. Folks, that's how we do it. We have a trading edge. We have a systematic approach. We work it every day. Let's continue to go in, take a look at bull run. And these searches tell us exactly where to look for these opportunities. There's no guessing. There you go. Now here's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that GLW is not through the prior day's high. So I wouldn't be gangbuster running into that. Ideally on a daily chart, I also see a stock that's breaking out. So I always check the daily chart. I like to personally day trade stocks that I like on a swing basis as well. So when I go through and I initially look at these stocks, Dell was one I highlighted 2 days ago. I loved this bar right in here. I loved that bar right in there after earnings, closing near the high, really good follow through. I think Dell's going to continue to grind higher. I still like that stock. Financials have been very strong. You can see how JPM's grinding higher. Nice solid upward sloping trend line that you can lean on. That also looks very good. Take a look at STEM, see what that's doing. Pretty strong, above the 100-day moving average. So those are some possible candidates. Right now, GM, I like it. That's going to be my pick of the day. I think there's a decent swing trade in this one. Again, if you can get the 59.50, 58.50 for 20-cent credit, that works. Get a little bit more of a pullback in here, and you can get the 59.58 bullish put spread for 20 cents, even better. I like the trade. I like the stock. I think it continues to drift higher. You'll be able to take advantage of accelerated time premium decay. You've only got 2 weeks in the trade. Bring in a 20-cent credit on a $1 wide spread. That's a 25% return in 2 weeks. Where else are you going to make money like that? And the stock has excellent upward momentum right now. That's all I've got for you today. From a swing trading standpoint, you really should wait for those market dips down to that 50-day moving average. That will be your best entry point. I still think that given that bar right there, we may have a couple more days of weakness. Watch the hourly wages component of the unemployment report tomorrow. I believe that is the key and not necessarily the absolute number of new jobs, because we know a lot of people are getting hired right now. We want to see what's happening to wages, because that is what's kind of keeping a lid on the market right now. We're seeing it in basic materials, they're all starting to rise in price. Wages are the largest input cost for companies. So if that starts to move up, we're going to start seeing a lot of price hikes. And in fact, overnight, I was reading about a lot of companies who are starting to increase their prices. So there is some upward inflationary pressure. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.